is the best day of Melchizedek. It is the best day of the King of Salem. It is the best day of Melchizedek. It is the best day of God of my King. I'm the super race of Melchizedek. And Daddy, I know soon I will see you. Like a sensible virgin, I'll be waiting for you. Always and forever, my lamp will be full. To serve you, my God, to serve you, my King. We are your people, Melchizedek.
Hello, blessed Super Race. Today's topic is The Two Witnesses, Lesson 6, 7, 8.
Let's begin here in Revelation, chapter 11. Let's go quickly to verse 1 and 2, which says the following. Then I was given a reed like a measuring rod, and the angel stood, saying, Rise and measure the temple of God, the altar, and those who worship there. Now, let's begin to translate all of this. We have to understand that the temple is our mind, but in the same way, it speaks about the altar and those who worship there. Listen, the altar and those who worship there. So then, this leads us to further build this diagram of what is being presented there, because it tells us about the temple, about the altar, and those who worship there. And so, we are immediately taken inside the temple, inside the tabernacle of the earthly sanctuary known as the most holy place. There was an altar there. There was worship there, a presentation of sacrifices which were made specifically by the great high priest. But today, let's remember the following. Let's remember that today we are in that most holy place. We have been washed, cleansed, and purified. So when we see this, we realize that what is being referenced there is the most holy place, that spiritual place, because we are in a dimension, just as our mother has shown us, that our mother has taught us, and that now we begin to see with much more clarity when we see this topic, when she has told us, for example, that Melchizedek, our Father, our God, has a flashlight to look through our minds, the hearts, the mind, the most holy place, to see what is there, to see if there is filth, because if there is anything filthy there, it has to go. But let's move on. Let's continue in that same chapter 11, but let's see verses 3 through 6. Look at how interesting what it says there. And I will give power to my two witnesses. Oh, the actors of this scene already appear here. This is very important. It says, and I will give power to my two witnesses, and they will prophesy 1,260 days clothed in sackcloth. These are the two olive trees and the two candlesticks standing before the Lord of the earth. Listen carefully. And if any man desire to hurt them, fire will proceed out of their mouth and will devour their enemies. And if any man shall desire to hurt them, in this manner he must be killed. These have the power. I would like to emphasize this because we will explain this in great detail later on. Listen carefully. These two characters have the power to shut the heaven, that it not rain during the days of their prophecy. Listen carefully. And they have power to turn the waters into blood and to strike the earth with every kind of plague as often as they want. Notice that it starts to use terms that immediately we have to explain what they're about. Two witnesses. The question is, what is a witness? Well, I did the work of finding out what a witness was, and it's interesting. Look, I will read it literally how I found it in the dictionary. Witness, person that is present in an act or in an action. Thing that shows or testifies the truth or the existence of something. When we start to see what it's about, what is a witness, where it tells us that it is a person who is present during an act or an action. So then we start to observe, hey, that the Archangel Michael is witness of everything that Melchizedek says. How interesting. For what reason? Because she receives all that information from our God. And notice, there's a detail there. And the other witness? Oh, well, the other witness is Melchizedek. You know why? The other witness is Melchizedek in the sense that he is observing everything. He is seeing absolutely everything. That was the message I had for you today. From our parents, I want to thank greatly my father Melchizedek and my mother Lisbeth, the Archangel Michael, who have allowed me to speak to you. Today, with this beautiful message, I declare you in the name of my father Melchizedek and my mother, the Archangel Michael, blessed with all blessing. The super race of our God, Melchizedek, Michael, Lisbeth, give thanks because they teach us that Melchizedek and Michael are the two witnesses that can do whatever they want. They clean us and search our minds to be sure that we are very clean and continue in this manner. Abba, Melchizedek, Michael, Lisbeth.
Melchizedek, it is the best day of the King of Salem. It is the best day.